Good afternoon and good morning to you guys on the East Coast. Thank you for taking time off to come and join us for this small webinar about what makes Arthur Holm Arthur Holm. We're gonna answer questions after the presentation. It will take around 20-25 minutes, and then you can ask questions. You can ask the question during the presentation, but we will be answering them after. We will also provide you with information of this webinar after. And if you need to speak with us directly, you have our email, or you can use marketing@alberal.com, and you can send us if you need quotation and stuff like this. We'll just give it 1 more minute to see if there's a couple more logging on. It's always so with these webinars, a lot of people is signing up, and then it takes a bit of time to log on. So let's give them 1 more minute. We are pretty happy to see so many people signing up for this webinar. It's important to us that our design philosophy and our idea about the type of products that we build and why we do it and how we do it has this kind of interest, as it's actually what we started on. Our philosophy and our goal that we had many years ago is still the same, that we're sticking to. We really haven't changed. A lot have changed within the products, but not the reason why and how we're doing this. So I'm going to go to my presentation, and the camera will be off during the presentation, so we make sure we have a good bandwidth. So let's start the presentation. So as I said, what makes Arthur Holm? It's not a phrase that let's say that I have invented. It's stolen a bit from Dyson. It's just they're saying what makes a Dyson, and the answer is Dyson. In our case, what makes Arthur Holm is Arthur Holm. We have a very clear idea about what we're doing. I know that the market is not always going in our direction, but it's also a market that we're in, that it's being led by other types of company, multinational companies, where we are a small player in a big sea of big fish, where we're the small one. So when it comes to boardrooms and interior design, screens in general, we have our design philosophy. We have the reason why we do this, and why we are doing what we're doing, how we're doing, is because we want to be unique. We want to be innovative. We want to think different. We want to do what we feel is right. But there's always a purpose for what we do, and with a very narrow, laser sharp focus on the purpose. We design the products for the purpose. We are not just building a product, but we are designing a product. We want our product to last, something we will talk about a bit later, and we have a humongous focus on details. What really makes a difference in our world is the focus on details, both the visible ones and the ones that you don't see. And I'm pretty sure that when we're done with this presentation, you'll have learned some things that you didn't know was possible with our products. And I think that's also at the end what makes them unique, and why it's a future-proof product that we have. But first of all, why do we do this product? We believe that when you are in a presentation, you need to have first row seat. You need to be in the best seat in the house. And when you're not sharing a big display with people moving in front of you and so on, but instead we give you your own display right in front of you in the same environment as the presentation was created, you're now getting a playback in the same environment in front of a screen in between, let's say, 17, 22, 24 inches. But at the same time, when we place these things right in front of you, when you're sitting around the table looking at your colleagues, we also want to make sure that we can give you a seamless use and a seamless integration of our products. It has to be a good experience each time you're sitting in front of an Arthur Holm product. It has to be a joy for your eyes. And again, it has to be available when you need it. When you don't need it anymore, you need to have a table without obstructions, and it has to be reliable. So that is what we believe is the most important thing. Of course, communication, the interactivity with the rest in the meeting room, the information that want to be shown and have to be received as it was planned to be received. But today, distractions comes from everywhere. We know it. I have switched off doing this presentation, my email, my WhatsApp, my telephone. So that is one of the reasons why a product that is allocated just for these presentations that are controlled for conference without disturbance, because we need to get things done. And every day there are more interruptions, and it becomes more difficult to get things done. Our time is very limited, and the benefit of our products is that you can have a closed circuit and you can get things done. And that helps a lot in the daily work environment, both for the users, but also for the system integrators. So we are looking at, when we design our products, that they are right for the user, but also for the system integrator. So they are a nice product to install. So our mission, everybody has a mission, and we want to give the opportunity to personalize exclusive products with focus on design and innovative technology. So we can optimize the space that the decision makers are in, and making and helping them to make the right decisions without disturbance, meaning getting things done. To do standard things, to do the same as the rest, is not that inspiring, and we're not getting that far with that. We just follow, but we disappear within everybody else. So we want to inspire the decision makers with our moving products, innovative and exclusive design technologies for the seamless integration into furniture. We have seen that we have done other things than just monitors, but also microphones, motorized cameras, but also speakers now into the table. So everything is within our mission and our vision. So Arthur Holm was started back in 2008. What we're combining is the Scandinavian design tradition with the Mediterranean creativity and flexibility. Everything comes down from my time in Denmark, living with my furniture designers, growing up around design, and the focus on the value of the design, what it brings in the room and how it brings it alive. One thing that a lot of people maybe are not aware about, but good design, which Denmark is known for, we still buy chairs that are more popular than ever that was designed back in the 50s. And the price, if you bought it back in the 50s, you'll be making a lot of money on them today. And these products are still handcrafted in Denmark. They are not being outsourced somewhere else. The price is high, but the life span is long. And there's always another generation that is happy to dip in on these kind of products. So we continue with the Danish design philosophy. But since we're in a very dynamic market, we have adapted the passion and the flexibility of the Mediterranean culture. In Arthur Holm is a brand of Alberal Display Solution. Alberal Display Solution have had a lot of different areas of craft during the years, but there's more than 40 years of company history. All from developing TV screens, car radios, dental equipment. But up until today, what Arthur Holm is doing is that we have 33 product patents. We operate in more than 45 countries, and we have done over 20,000 installations. So we continue developing, we continue innovating, and the results is shown that every year we are recognized for our effort. Of course, putting food on the table for the people that work for us, but also recognitions worldwide. So there's a lot of words here, but I think the proof and the awards that we've been winning are telling the story of what we have achieved. And we are achieving awards every year. Here are some of them. There are both technology awards within our industries. There are general design awards. There are awards from Europe, from Spain, internationally, from the US, and so on. One of the latest awards we have gotten is a design award in Spain again. It's called the Delta Award, where we won the silver medal. We didn't get gold, but we got silver. But that have actually led us to the IF World Design Award Design Guide. This is not something new. We have been nominated for our dynamic speaker, and this award came to life in 1954 and is respected worldwide. It's not an award that you can apply for. It's an award that you're being chosen for, and we're very honored. And so far, we are nominee, and we look forward to the result when we get into June, July, where the result will come out of their voting. So a bit the facts: 33 patents, 2 Red Dot Design Awards, 1 German Design Award, a very important award, the German Design Award. It's very difficult to achieve. And then 15 technology awards within our industry. And that gives us all the energy and all the support that we need to continue with our philosophy, with our mission, to continue in what we believe in and creating the type of products in the way that we create them. Innovative and unique, again, they are words, but if we look back at what Arthur Holm have achieved since 2018, the first company with a single motor system with 20 degrees of inclination, a monitor with a foldable monitor with 180 degrees rotation. We have our patented LED guide ring for our microphones. First of all, to avoid that the microphone can hit the table or the metal around the microphone lift of the monitor. Furthermore, communicating the status of the LED guide, the LED of the microphone, so you can see if it's on or off and who is speaking. We are the first one creating an undercover solution, so you can easily veneer our products without the carpenter have to make hatches in the table. They just have to add a simple piece of wood on top that matches the rest of the table, and our system will take care of the rest. Our system will adapt to the weight of the wood or the material that are placed on top of them with just using auto adjustment. We are also the first one with a motorized rotatable speaker to be integrated into a surface like a table or a cadencia. We have our 4 monitor in 1 lift, which has now become the complete unit that gives you everything you need to hold meeting and doing presentation. Here we're talking about speakers, microphones, switching, and so on. And it's the first product where you can motorize, adapting the shape in a motorized way. We're also the first one coming out with a 5 years limited warranty on our mechanical parts. One of the reasons why we came out with 5 years limited warranty was because when we did our test of our product, we didn't see that when they were installed and they run for a month, they would run for 15 years without maintenance. So looking back a bit on the last couple of years, if we go back to 2016, so about 4 years and a bit more, you can see that there's a lot of product coming out every year. We're always trying to be as innovative as possible, listening to our customers and then doing it the Arthur Holm way. But it's quite a few products that we have launched during these years. But let's get down to business. Let's talk about what it is we do and how we do it and why we do it. First of all our design is done in-house, both mechanically and electrically. We have a big team of engineers that are designing our products, and we are extremely proud of the team that we have, or the teams that we have. And having everything in-house, doing everything ourselves, gives you the perfect handshake. Things can really talk to each other. When I say things can really talk to each other, I mean that if you take components from, in our industry, let's see, you mix and match Exton, Crestron, AMX, Karma, for example. You know, if you can stick to one brand, it always works out better, and it becomes more reliable, easy to install, and there's only one place to go for support. If you call up a guy and say, listen, I have a setup, I use Creston, Amex, Kramer, and so on, and you call one of them up and say, listen, I cannot get this done. Oh, what do you have after? Oh, I have another brand. Good, but then you should talk to them. They are the problem. We avoid these kind of things when you get all from the same manufacturer, from the same supplier. So we design our video controllers, our mechanical controllers, everything for the purpose, meaning that is the ideal component for the type of products that we have. And here, when we choose the components and this, we can also decide the lifespan, or we can secure the lifespan of the product itself. We focus a lot on the environment, making sure that our products use as little energy as possible. Of course, if it's a motorized product, when you start up the product, you will have more. You will use more energy when the display is coming out of the table. Another thing we focus on that all the boards, PCB boards that we do, and controllers and so on, they fit in all the products. So depending on what product you take from us, most likely you will have the same electronic components inside. And it doesn't matter if it's a 12 inches display or 22 inches display, it all comes down to firmware within it. And furthermore, when we design new boards, we make sure they fit the old product as well, so we don't run out of service. We can easily support any monitors coming in for service. Again, we stay and we focused as one of the only ones in our business on using professional components, professional panels with a long lifespan. Long lifespan, so that the manufacturer of these panels guarantees that they will manufacture them for a certain amount of time. They will let us know in advance when time is running out, when the product is out of production. And that gives us time to react and make sure we find another suitable component. At the same time, it gives us a long lifespan on our products. We focus a lot on the security, the mechanical security, so you cannot get hurt by the product. But at the same time, we also look into making sure that the signal is secured. And that's why we stay to do wired products, wired share when you bring your own contents and so on. Furthermore, as I've said before, you can add a veneer to quite a few of our products these days, and the product can automatically adjust to the weight of the veneer being added, and you can synchronize the products when they're installed by using our auto adjustment. Another feature we have added is the auto addressing, meaning that you can set up the addresses of the different products, not only monitors, but just by a click of a button. So again, trying to make life easy for everyone. All our video controllers are the same. They are designed so they can work with 12, 10 inches, 24 inches, though with one exception is that our 24 inches panel that is 4K has a different controller. This controller will not be able to work financially with a smaller display. It will be too expensive for it, and there will not be need to have it. We have one master mechanic controller, and then we use slave controllers for different bits and parts. And what you'll see also coming in the future is that you'll be needing less power supplies on our products. Everything will be running on one power supply, so it will be easier to install. You need less power outlets. We make sure that you can easily loop all our products, meaning you can mix microphone lifts, monitors, retractable cables, and so on. You can have it all controlled on the same bus of Cat6 cables. We also, as we have designed our speaker, we also design our own amplifier for our speaker. We're not just taking parts from here and there and try to get them to work together, because that will never be 100%. But by designing everything, we get the best solution that we can do. Talking about control of our products, we make sure that you can control them remotely, but also locally. And for example, on our monitors, we have our small setup display that will tell you about the serial number of the product. They'll tell you about the software version that you have on it. You can change parameters, you can set up your addressing and so on and so on. So it gives you a lot of information directly on the product without having to go through, let's say, a control system. You can get the status of the different sensors, the speed levels, and so on, and also do your auto adjustments. But that's not the only thing. We also have an app available, so it's more comfortable being sitting in a chair in front of the product, and you can get the same information. You can run your test, you can run your setup. Again, always providing different ways of controlling and using the products. We talk about the perfect handshake. A bit what I mentioned before. Going for solution from one manufacturer means that the handshake becomes better. It becomes more seamless, and that's why we are developing products like the Dynamic Share, where you can connect your laptop and share it to your colleagues using cables in a very simple way. But we can also loop it so we can transmit the signal from the main server and down to all the monitors, where we can go up to 190 units in buses of maximum 30 or 20, sorry. We have our ERT bridge that gives you an interface between IP to RS422. Again, by using this unit will allow us to support you where you are in the world just by you providing us with an IP address. I have to stretch that when we get access, we can only have access to the product, the mechanics. We never have access to any of the presentation material that is being shown on our screens. We have our AHNet, which we call our RS422, our protocols and so on, our setup here. There's also software available for the laptop doing the setup. And we have our AH-Link, which is our app that gives you access to more or less all our products via your phone. Through the AH-Link, you have the local support on your phone. We can also do remote support. With the solutions that we are providing, we provide secure communication, everything on cable. We avoid latency, and it gives you a high video quality. So all these things come together, gives you the perfect handshake. When we design our products, we're looking at the mechanical design. We do everything we can to use the best materials within what is available for this kind. And there's a lot of benefits from that. First of all, we get extremely reliable solutions. When we choose the material, we make sure that the material is a material that is substantial, meaning that the material after the monitor lifespan is gone can be reused. We focus a lot on making sure that our product doesn't interfere by having a very low noise level. We also look at the acoustics of the product in different way by having all our microphone products working as a shock mount as well. When we talked about the security before, we measure on 3 different points. So time, force, but at the same time, we're adding floating sensors, trap sensors. If we should, by an accident, put in a pen or finger when our products are moving to make them safe to be used in all kinds of environments. When we talk about materials, all the main materials of our product that represents more than 85% of the product itself, the main part is aluminium, the next is steel, and the end is glass. And of course, it's unavoidable to have plastic in your product as well, but it comes down to close to nothing. So all these materials, when the monitor is at end of life, can be reused or recycled. As I said, we do all the design in-house. We also do all the build in-house. All our work is done manually. There are hands on everything. We have our own clean room facility to make sure that when we do mounting our panels, our sensible electronics and glasses, that is done in a chamber with no dust, so we don't have dust appearing within our products in use. We have automated a burn-in, meaning that the products are actually already, before going to quality control, they have already been used for a period of time to see what is happening. So it's like a test drive of a car. We do that, and then it goes to quality control. All our products go through quality control, and that's being taking pictures and making documentation of how they are leaving the factory. So how did we get to where we are today? We have more than 40 years of experience in video. It goes back to CRT monitors. We have more than 40 years in mechanical design being passed on from generation within the company. Been doing fine mechanics and dental equipment. About 18 years ago, we made our first plasma lift for ceiling integration, or plasma lift for plasma TVs. I don't know if you remember the weight of those. So that was a very heavy lift that fold down a display. We never continued doing that. We left that to other manufacturers, but we have sticks to doing smaller screens and more focused on meeting and conference rooms and so on. We have experience in the recording industry, in the broadcast industry, both on the audio and also on the video side. We have a lot of experience within microphone technology and also microphone use, which help us out when we design products, when we adapt them to well-known international microphone manufacturers. We make sure that you just click in your mic and you're ready to go. If you push our mute button, you will not find any click or any noise doing so. And with this experience, we have also before designed amplifiers with DSPs and also doing speaker design, not as Arthur Holm, but our team have done that in the previous job. So we have a lot of experience in all the different parts that we are touching. So maybe this will come to you a bit as a bit of a surprise. So as I said before, when things have gone through quality control, we actually have a log file of the product. And this log file tells us the movements, how it has been reacting, if it has been protected, the serial number, the firmware, the time that the units have been running. So we can pull this off the product also later on and we can know how much they have been used and when they have been used and so on. Again, I have to say that we don't have any chance of seeing what they've been used for. There's no access to any video material or audio material. But again, we know a lot about the product we manufacture, and we detect a lot of things from these kind of files, and therefore they're very important to our product and our design and our development. So where do we and how do we get here? We use our experience, we do our design, but we also make sure that our idea and our design work as expected. And we take them to the right environments to do the measurements. Here is we're taking the polar pattern of our omnidirectional speaker in an anechoic chamber, both in a vertical position, but also in a horizontal position. And we get all the different response. So we have the documentation for how our products are performing. The same we have done with our retractable screen, simulating a table, an open table and a closed table, measuring it to make sure that when we say what the noise level is guaranteed. With having experience with video, with broadcast, with speakers, with microphones, it has resulted in us coming out with the Dynamic 4 all-in-one, where you have everything you need for your conference call, for your presentation, webinars, and everything for your team meetings, where you can sit on this device up to 8, max 10 people around the table, and you are capable of changing the shape of it. So with the experience we have, it has led us to combine everything that AV is about for a meeting room and then building it together so that we make sure that the architect accepts and the interior designer accepts AV better. Let's say it's easy to digest compared with if we have different brands, if we have different colors, if we have different shapes, and there's not, let's say, a red line in the design. And that's what we are combining here. We are combining all this into one product with the D4, or as we are known for, integrating other high-end AV components into ours to create a complete solution. But we want to make life easy for everybody and make everybody as happy as possible. So this have led us to the user, the end user. What is their experience with our products? Here we have a picture of Banco de España, which is the National Bank of Spain. And it is now 15 years since we did our first installation there. Maybe some of you have seen Casa de Papel, or the paper house. It's about a coup in a bank, and that takes place underneath our installation in Banco España. So this is what we did 15 years ago. A bit bulky monitors coming straight up of the table. There's around in Banco España, there's around 85 units in total. I cannot remember how many there are in this use. I think they're around 60. And that was what we did 15 years ago. This picture is taken last year when we went in before they changed the installation, and they changed it to this. So the same room, the same cutout in the table, but with a 1-inch bigger display or 1.3-inch bigger display. The old one was 15 inches, and these ones are 17.3 inches. And we made sure that they fitted the same cutout that they had in the table from the old monitors. And this is a trend we are seeing these years. Last year, we did up to 4 projects where people are coming back and renovating their old Albirala Arto monitor, because if they have analog equipment and they are 4x3, it's time to let them go and get up to a digital product, and 16:9, again, also with higher resolution. I'm just going to show you this video, and maybe some of you have seen it before, but this is all about customization. It's all about veneering the product, having it completely disappearing when not used in an environment that is very different from a typical boardroom environment. This is a hedge fund, and the design and the layout of the room is more towards a very old style, or more library style. But again, that is also possible with modern technology. So with focus on a couple of products back in 2008, we have now a palette of motorized product with motorized cable and microphones, different types of connectivity, keyboard, mouse, undercover, and so on. Microphone lifts in different shapes, different form, microphone connect, speakers, a boundary microphone lift, active speakers that gives you a fantastic sound around your installation in the table. Monitors, double-sided monitors, foldable monitors, connectivity boxes, iPad lift or tablet lifts. So it have resulted in a lot of different products. Our courtesy box, where you can hide your hand liquid, your hand sanitizer, and your mask, together with video distribution, camera enclosures. So the whole idea about our mission, our philosophy, is that it doesn't really matter what is being said. It's because it's easily forgotten. It's all about how we make people feel. And when we work hard on the project, and the end user come back and tells us that the first time they showed the new AV installation with motorized monitors, motorized microphone lift, there was a standing applause for the new installation. This happened at Mitsubishi North America, and they were so kind of informing us about the joy and the result of the Arto installation. So I'm never going to forget that feeling. And I hope that you can get the same feeling when you use our product, you install our product. So thank you for listening in for this half an hour. We will now go to Q&As and see what is there. So I'll just connect you to Monse.
Thank you very much, Henrik, for this amazing presentation. And I think your presentation was extremely clear because we only got one question. And this is if you could highlight the difference between the Alberal and the Arthur Holm retractable monitors. What are the difference between both brands? Thank you.
Yeah, there is two. It's pretty simple. Arthur Holm is stainless steel, glass, and aluminium. These are the visible components and materials being used. So that's number one. Number two is that there are some products of the Arthur Holm range that is not available as Alberal. If we look at the material of Alberal, that is polished steel that is powder coated. And that way of manufacturing is limiting us in some of the products that we are doing, where the Arthur Holm product is not bended powder coated steel, but as I said, milled aluminium, and that gives us more flexibility and more accuracy. So these are some of the main differences. And also on the price point, the Alberal is around 25% or even more less priced due to the choice of material, and also due to the type of mechanical controller we use. It's more limited than the controller that is being used in Arthur Holm.
Okay, and a new one. We got another one. What is the average lifespan of a retractable monitor, of this kind of monitors?
We always say when the monitors are installed and they're up running, if we don't hear from them the first 6 months, we're never going to hear from them again, unless somebody throws in a cup of coffee, which doesn't mean they have to damage anything, but liquid can stop the product from working. But as our experience tells us, we have monitors, motorized monitors that have been used daily that have run for more than 15 years. And our tests also show that we have simulated 15 years with 35,000 movements. When we did that test, we measured on all the moving part and for wear and tear, and the wear and tear was not measurable, and therefore it's we will say 15 years plus.
Okay, and another one. What happens if one monitor needs to be sent back for service? Do you leave a hole on the table, or how to handle this?
We always try to avoid it, but it depends on the possibilities that are available. Often we can determine from a small diagnostic what the problem is. If it is let's say something related to a panel and something, we have to take everything apart and assemble it again in our clean room facility. The products have to come up to our factory. We will always try to do it as quick as possible to make sure that we don't leave a hole in the table for too long. If a hole in the table is a problem, we can provide a template to cover the hole during repairs. But again, a lot of repairs can be done remotely as well, and we have educated service staff in different parts of the world, so that's pretty easy taken care of.
Yes, this was the next question. If there are some trainings for the after sales and for the maintenance service.
There is. We have a small problem when we talk about this. We have training, we have certification of staff, but if you're not servicing a product, or if you're servicing a product every second year, then when you get a monitor that you have to look into, you will need to call us and figure it out. But we also do that. We do provide that service, that you can set up a video call with us after we have gotten the serial number and all that, looked into the product. We know what the mistake are, what is failing, and then we can set up a call, 15 minutes, half an hour if needed, and we can guide you to make some tests, and we can ask you to make some tests, and we can send you the spare part and assist you. We always prefer that it's a trained partner that is doing it, because that will help us out and secure that the product is up to factory standards when it has been repaired.
Thank you very much. And I think that this is all for today's webinar. So thank you very much for answering all the questions, and thank you very much for the presentation, and thank you very much everybody for attending.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. I hope it was useful for you. I know there's a lot of webinars around. We try to make them short, try to give you as much information as we can. And as I said before, you're more than welcome to contact us if you have any question further or later on, or if you have any projects that you would like to talk to us about. So thank you all very much for joining us, and have a fantastic evening or day, depending on where you are. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.